So we are on day 1.
In the next few months, I am trying to let go of 5 vices. Day 1 is going to be caffeine. So we had chosen to mix our coffee this morning, half decaf, half regular. And the reason being is there is an opportunity coming up, and if you are interested, I'd highly encourage you to stick around, follow along, subscribe, depending on the platform we're on. And if I'm chosen for this opportunity, it's going to be super advantageous for me to let go of all of my vices. So anything that I go throughout the day that I feel like I need, one of which is caffeine. These are lesser, I don't say lesser known, but lesser talked about things. Caffeine, sugar, nicotine, marijuana, tea. So these are all things that are like a big deal to me that I can't really go on a day-to-day basis without. So if I am chosen for this particular event, there's going to be opportunities where I'm not necessarily going to be able to just turn a coffee pot on and get more caffeine, or go reach for a bag of Sour Patch Kids and consume my sugar cravings. So it would be advantageous with someone like myself with addictive personality that has allowed his addictions to essentially go from one thing to another. These are lesser concerning ones. Back in the day, these were drugs and alcohol, things like that. But I've recognized that the alcohol actually translated into soda. And then after a few years of consuming a lot of soda, I was like, holy crap, man, you got to chill out there. That turned into carbonated water, which I feel like that's an okay replacement, but still, like, it's just one thing goes to another. So it's just finding things to fill that void, but healthy things. So right now I'm in a situation where it's like, man, when I wake up each day, I drink caffeine. And by the second pot of coffee, I am like super anxious. I know after the first pot of coffee, like, I have enough caffeine in my system. It's starting to create anxiety. And if I drink another pot of coffee, I'm going to be more anxious. And I still drink the second pot of coffee. So I'm also hoping, despite the actual opportunity that's encouraging me or giving me the extra boost of motivation to do this, I'm thinking that this will also help my anxiety levels on a day-to-day basis. And this is just the first thing that I plan to try to move through and not feel controlled by, or not feel as if it has power over my life. Like, caffeine is almost a must in the morning at this phase of my life. I'm doing my best to change that. And the reason this is all happening is, like I said, it's super exciting. And I do believe that this will be worth the effort. And letting go of these vices now could allow me to succeed further in the future event, and that's why I'm choosing to do this today. So I don't think I'm alone here. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that struggles with the feeling of consuming too much caffeine, or consuming too much sugar, or nicotine, or marijuana, things like this. But they're things that if I'm going to choose to try to win this opportunity, then I have to be best prepared. And part of me preparing for that is going to be challenging myself to see, can I let go of vices in which I have been not necessarily attempting to let go, but have been holding on to for years. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you're curious, what the heck is this dude talking about, sitting out in the desert right now, follow along. And I'm curious, what is your caffeine intake consumption? Do you think that your caffeine consumption's fine? You drink, not too much, not too little, you don't drink any at all? Or do you find yourself drinking caffeine to a point where you're like moving and you are jumping around to a point where it almost creates an unhealthy level of anxiety? Like, share, follow. Hope y'all have a blessed Friday. Peace.